Right now, in this very moment, you are standing at the most critical crossroads of your entire life. There's a power inside you so immense, so breathtaking, that it has been waiting quietly, patiently to burst through the walls of your current reality. Most people move through life like ghosts, trapped in a replay of yesterday's memories, yesterday's pain, yesterday's limitations. They wake up each morning and unconsciously reconstruct the same exact life, the same patterns, the same struggles, but not you. Not anymore. Imagine for a moment the version of yourself that exists just beyond your current perception. That version isn't limited by your past. That version isn't controlled by old fears, ancient wounds, or repeated disappointments. That version is pure potential, waiting to break free. What if I told you that 3 days from now, everything could change, not by some magical external force, but by the incredible power residing within you right now? The power that you've been taught to ignore, minimize, and doubt. Every single moment of your life has been preparing you for this exact instant. Every struggle, every challenge, every moment of pain and joy has been a precise piece of a massive puzzle. And right now, those pieces are about to align in a way you've never experienced before. Think about the most significant moments of transformation in human history. They didn't happen through careful planning or incremental changes. They happened in an instant, a single moment of absolute clarity where everything shifted, where the impossible became possible, where limitations crumbled like paper walls. You are standing at that exact moment right now. Your current life is nothing more than a collection of repeated thoughts, emotions, and actions. It's a comfortable story you've been telling yourself, a narrative you've grown so accustomed to that you mistake it for reality. But it's not reality. It's just a story. And stories can be rewritten. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the energy coursing through your body. That's not just electricity. That's pure potential. That's the raw, unfiltered possibility of who you could become. It's been waiting, compressed like a spring, ready to expand into something extraordinary. In the next few moments, I'm going to show you how to release that potential, how to break free from the invisible chains of your past, how to step into a version of yourself that right now seems like a distant dream. This isn't about motivation. This isn't about positive thinking. This is about fundamental transformation. This is about understanding that you are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the creator of your reality. Every single cell in your body is listening right now. Every single thought is preparing for a massive shift. Your entire system is primed for something incredible. 3 days from now, you won't recognize the person you used to be. Are you ready to stop surviving and start truly living? Are you prepared to shatter every limitation you've ever believed about yourself? Are you willing to step into a reality so powerful, so magnificent, that it will make your current life look like a faded photograph? This moment is your invitation not to change, not to improve, but to completely transform. And it starts right here, right now. Let's get brutally honest right now. Your life is not happening to you. Your life is happening because of you. Every single pattern, every repeated struggle, every seemingly unchangeable circumstance is a direct result of an internal program you've been running on autopilot. Think about your typical day. You wake up, and before you even open your eyes, your mind has already begun its familiar dance. The same thoughts rush in like an old, unwelcome friend. I'm tired. I can't do this. Nothing ever changes. These aren't just thoughts. They're a carefully constructed prison you've built around yourself, brick by invisible brick. Your past experiences are like a complex software system running in the background of your life. Every childhood memory, every painful moment, every rejection, every disappointment, they've all been quietly writing code into your internal operating system. And most people spend their entire lives never even knowing this program exists. When you were young, something happened. Maybe someone told you that you weren't good enough. Maybe you experienced a moment of deep hurt or rejection. In that moment, your mind created a survival strategy. It built a protective wall, a set of beliefs designed to keep you safe. But here's the devastating truth. That survival strategy became your limitation. Every time you've said, I can't, every moment you've backed down from a challenge, every opportunity you've let slip away, these aren't random events. They're perfectly executed commands from your internal program. You've been running the same script over and over, expecting a different result. Emotions are the glue that locks these patterns in place. When you feel fear, anxiety, or doubt, your body releases a specific cocktail of chemicals. These chemicals don't just create a feeling, they create a state of being. They reinforce your existing patterns. They make your limitations feel real, feel permanent. But here's the game-changing revelation. You are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are the awareness behind them. You are the one who can choose to rewrite the entire program. Imagine your mind as a massive computer. Right now, it's filled with outdated software running on an ancient operating system of limitation and fear. Every time you try to install a new program of success, possibility, or transformation, your old system crashes it. Your internal firewall of self-doubt blocks the installation. Your repeated patterns are nothing more than habitual responses. They're like well-worn paths in a forest. Every time you walk the same path, you make it deeper, more defined, more automatic. But you have the power to create a completely new path, to cut through the forest of your limitations and forge a trail into unexplored territory. The most powerful moment of change happens when you become aware of your patterns without judgment, when you can look at your repeated struggles and say, this is interesting. This is just a program, and programs can be changed. Your body has been living in the past, reliving the same emotional states, the same chemical reactions, the same limited experiences. It doesn't know the difference between a remembered experience and a current reality. Every time you replay an old pain, every time you revisit a past hurt, your body believes it's happening right now. But what if you could interrupt that pattern? What if you could introduce a completely new set of commands? What if you could become the programmer of your own life? In the next few moments, I'm going to show you how to begin dismantling these old programs, how to recognize the invisible strings that have been controlling your life, how to take back control of your internal operating system. This isn't about positive thinking. This is about fundamental reprogramming. This is about understanding that you are not a victim of your history. You are the author of your future. 3 days from now, the person you've been will be nothing more than a distant memory, a story you used to tell yourself. Because right now, in this moment, you're about to become the most powerful version of yourself. Are you ready to delete the old program? Listen closely. You are not a limited being trapped in a physical body. You are an infinite possibility experiencing itself through a temporary form. Every single limitation you've ever believed about yourself is nothing more than a thin veil waiting to be lifted. Humanity has been conditioned to believe in small dreams, to accept mediocrity, to settle for a life of quiet desperation. But what if everything you've been told about your capabilities is a lie? What if you were capable of things so extraordinary that they would shatter every existing understanding of human potential? Throughout history, there have been moments when ordinary individuals transcended what was thought possible. People who defied every known limitation. Individuals who stepped so far beyond their perceived boundaries that they redefined what it means to be human. And here's the most powerful truth. Those people are no different from you. They simply chose to believe differently. Your current experience is nothing more than a narrow bandwidth of infinite potential. Imagine your awareness as a massive radio, currently tuned to a single static-filled channel. You've been listening to the same limited frequency, believing it's the only sound that exists. But right now, you have the ability to shift the dial and tune into entirely new realms of experience. Every thought you've ever had carries an energetic frequency. Every emotion generates a specific vibration. Most people are unconsciously broadcasting a signal of limitation, fear, and survival. They're sending out a constant message of, I can't, I'm not enough, I'm stuck. And the world responds exactly as they've programmed it to. But what happens when you intentionally change your frequency? When you decide to broadcast a completely different signal? When you align every fiber of your being with the highest version of yourself? Potential isn't something you acquire. It's something you recognize. It's always been there, waiting, like a massive reservoir of untapped energy just beneath the surface of your current awareness. Your job isn't to create potential. Your job is to remove everything that's blocking it. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the raw, unbridled energy coursing through you. That's not just electricity. That's pure, unfiltered possibility. Most people spend their entire lives running from this energy. They're terrified of their own magnitude. They've been conditioned to play small, to fit in, to not disrupt the status quo. But you are not most people. Every limitation is a lie you've been telling yourself. Every barrier is an illusion you've constructed. Your body is not just a physical mechanism. It's a living, breathing instrument of transformation. Every cell is listening. Every cell is waiting for you to give it a new instruction. Think about the most incredible moments in human history, the discoveries, the breakthroughs, the seemingly impossible achievements. They didn't happen through careful planning or incremental improvements. They happened in an instant, a moment of complete surrender to possibility. Right now, you are standing at the edge of your own personal breakthrough. The only thing separating you from the most extraordinary version of yourself is a single decision, a moment of absolute commitment. Your past does not define you. Your current circumstances do not limit you. The only thing that has ever held you back is your own belief in limitation. And in this moment, you have the power to shatter that belief into 1,000,000 pieces. 3 days from now, you won't recognize the person you used to be, because right now you're about to expand beyond every box you've ever been placed in. You're about to become a living, breathing demonstration of human potential. This isn't about achievement. This is about awakening. Are you ready to expand? Are you prepared to step into a version of yourself so powerful, so magnificent, that it will make your current life look like a distant, faded dream? The invitation is here, the potential is here, and it's waiting for you to say yes. There's a moment coming, a precise window of opportunity, so powerful that it will redefine everything you thought you knew about change. 3 days, 72 hours. It's all it takes to completely transform your entire existence. Most people believe change is a slow, gradual process. They're wrong. Transformation happens in an instant. It's a sudden collapse of old possibilities and the immediate emergence of a new reality. And that moment is approaching faster than you can imagine. These next 3 days are not just another sequence of hours. They are a critical portal of personal metamorphosis. Every single moment is charged with potential. Every breath is an opportunity to rewire your entire life's narrative. Imagine your current life as a tightly wound spring. You've been compressed by years of limitations, fears, and repeated patterns. These 3 days are the moment when that spring begins to uncoil, when the potential energy stored within you is about to be released with explosive force. The first day is about awareness, not the surface level awareness you're used to, but a deep cellular recognition of your patterns. You'll start to see the invisible strings that have been controlling your life, the unconscious habits, the repeated emotional responses, the stories you've been telling yourself that have no basis in truth. On this first day, you'll become the observer of your own existence. You'll watch your thoughts like clouds passing through the sky of your consciousness. You'll recognize that you are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind them. This is where true power begins. The second day is about disruption. You'll start to intentionally interrupt the patterns that have been running your life on autopilot. Every time a familiar thought of limitation emerges, you'll catch it, you'll challenge it, you'll replace it with a completely new possibility. This is where you become the programmer of your own experience. You'll learn to generate emotions that are not based on your past, but on the future you're about to create. You'll practice feeling the joy, the success, the freedom of your most extraordinary self before it even exists. The third day is about total transformation. This is where everything comes together, where all the internal work crystallizes into external reality. You'll step into a version of yourself that right now seems impossible. You'll generate such a powerful internal state that your external world will have no choice but to reorganize around your new frequency. Most people are terrified of change. They cling to their familiar pain, their known struggles, but not you. You're about to become a living demonstration of human potential. Every single cell in your body is listening right now. Every single aspect of your being is preparing for a massive shift. Your internal system is primed for something extraordinary. This isn't about small improvements. This is about complete reinvention. This is about becoming so aligned with your highest potential that your current life will seem like a distant memory. Imagine waking up 3 days from now. The person you used to be will feel like a stranger. Your old limitations will seem like a bad dream you've finally awakened from. You'll realize that you've been living a fraction of your true potential, and now you're ready to expand. The window is opening. The opportunity is here. 3 days of intentional, focused transformation. 3 days to collapse your old reality and step into a completely new existence. Are you ready to use every single moment of these 3 days? Are you prepared to become the most extraordinary version of yourself? This is your moment. This is your transformation. The next 3 days will change everything. Every limitation you've ever experienced is nothing more than a story you've been telling yourself, a narrative so deeply ingrained that you've mistaken it for reality. But what if I told you that these limitations are as real as a paper wall, fragile, temporary, and waiting to be torn down? Look at your life right now. Every single constraint, every perceived barrier, every I can't, and it's impossible. These are not facts, they are choices. Unconscious, repeated choices that you've been making moment after moment, year after year. Limitations are not external, they are internal. They live inside your mind, in the stories you repeat, in the emotions you've grown comfortable with. You've built an entire identity around what you believe you cannot do, cannot be, cannot achieve. But here's the brutal truth. You are not your past. You are not your failures. You are not the sum of your previous experiences. You are a living, breathing possibility waiting to be unleashed. Think about the most significant moments of human achievement. Every breakthrough came from someone who refused to accept the limitations others believed were impossible. They didn't have special powers. They simply chose to see beyond the boundaries everyone else accepted as truth. Your mind is a powerful creator. Right now, it's creating your reality with the same precision as an architect designs a building. Every thought is a blueprint. Every emotion is a construction material. And most people are unconsciously building prisons of limitation. But you have the power to become the master architect of your life. Breaking limitations isn't about positive thinking. It's about fundamental reprogramming. It's about recognizing the invisible walls you've constructed and choosing to walk through them. Close your eyes, feel the energy inside you, that feeling of restlessness, of something waiting to burst free. That's not anxiety. That's potential screaming to be released. That's the part of you that knows you're capable of so much more than you've allowed yourself to experience. Every time you say, I can't, you're casting a spell of limitation. Every time you retreat from a challenge, you're reinforcing your own boundaries. But what happens when you decide to stop? Imagine completely removing the word can't from your vocabulary. Imagine approaching every single situation with the belief that you have the capacity to figure it out. Imagine living from a place of absolute possibility. Your past struggles are not evidence of your limitations. They are training grounds for your greatest strengths. Every challenge you've faced has been preparing you for this moment of breakthrough. Every painful experience has been building resilience, wisdom, and an incredible capacity for transformation. Most people are terrified of stepping outside their comfort zone. They'd rather live with familiar pain than risk the unknown. But comfort is the enemy of greatness. Comfort is where dreams go to die. Breaking limitations requires 3 fundamental shifts. First, you must become aware of your patterns. Watch your thoughts like a curious observer. Recognize the story you've been telling yourself about who you are and what you're capable of. Second, you must challenge every single belief that limits you. Ask yourself, who told me I couldn't do this? Where did this limitation come from? Is this actually true or just a story I've been repeating? Third, you must take bold, intentional action. Limitations dissolve the moment you step beyond them. They have no power when confronted with committed action. Your biggest limitation is not your ability. It's your belief about your ability. Right now, in this moment, you have the power to shatter every single constraint you've ever placed on yourself. You can choose to live from a place of absolute potential. You can decide that nothing, absolutely nothing, will stand in the way of your transformation. 3 days from now, the person you used to be will be unrecognizable. Your limitations will crumble. Your possibilities will expand. Are you ready to break free? Are you prepared to become limitless. Transformation is not a spectator sport. It requires active participation. And the most powerful tools you have are your ability to focus and your capacity to imagine. Right now, I'm going to show you how to turn your inner world into a playground of possibility. Meditation is not about emptying your mind. It's about becoming the most powerful version of yourself. It's a systematic way of reprogramming your entire internal operating system. Most people think meditation is about relaxation. No, meditation is about revolution. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. But this isn't just any breath. This is a breath of intention, a breath of transformation. Imagine your mind as a vast landscape. Right now, it's filled with old trees of past experiences, worn out paths of repeated thoughts, and landscapes of limitation. Your meditation is going to be a deliberate reconstruction of this internal terrain. First, learn to become the observer of your thoughts. Sit quietly and watch your thoughts like clouds passing through the sky of your consciousness. Don't fight them. Don't judge them. Simply observe. Each thought is just a visitor passing through. You are not the thought. You are the awareness behind the thought. Visualization is your most powerful tool of transformation. Most people visualize from their current state of limitation. That's why nothing changes. True visualization is about feeling the emotions of your future self so intensely that your body cannot distinguish between what's imagined and what's real. Here's a technique that will change everything. Every morning, before the world pulls you into its chaos, spend 15 minutes in complete stillness. But you're not just sitting, you're rehearsing your future. Close your eyes. Take yourself to the exact moment of your greatest transformation. Feel it, not as a distant possibility, but as a current reality. What does success feel like? What does freedom taste like? What does absolute potential sound like? Your body doesn't know the difference between a remembered experience and a current experience. Every time you visualize with intense emotion, you're sending a powerful signal to every cell in your body. You're literally rewiring your internal system. Imagine your desired outcome with such precision that it becomes more real than your current circumstances. Feel the joy, feel the freedom, feel the absolute certainty of your transformation. But here's the game-changing secret. Emotion is the language of transformation. It's not about what you think. It's about what you feel. Your feelings are creating your reality in every single moment. Practice generating elevated emotions independent of your external reality. Can you feel gratitude before the thing you're grateful for has happened? Can you feel the joy of success before success arrives? Can you embody the feeling of absolute freedom while sitting in your current circumstances? That's true meditation. That's true visualization. Most people meditate to escape their reality. You're going to meditate to create a new one. Create a sacred morning ritual. Wake up before the world demands your attention. Sit in complete stillness. But you're not just sitting. You're rehearsing your future. You're sending a message to your entire system that something extraordinary is about to happen. Breathe with intention. Visualize with emotion. Feel with absolute certainty. 3 specific techniques to transform your internal world. First, the emotion generation technique. Spend 10 minutes each morning feeling the emotions of your future self. Not thinking, feeling. Second, the detachment practice. Observe your thoughts without getting caught in their story. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind them. Third, the future self conversation. Have a dialogue with the most extraordinary version of yourself. What would they tell you right now? Your meditation is not a passive activity. It's an active creation of your future reality. Are you ready to become the architect of your inner world? Are you prepared to use your focus as the most powerful tool of transformation? Your meditation starts now. We've arrived at the moment of absolute truth, the point where everything you've been, everything you've believed, everything you've experienced converges into a single explosive moment of transformation. Personal transformation is not a destination. It's a continuous state of becoming. It's a relentless commitment to growth, to expansion, to stepping beyond every boundary you've ever known. Look back at your life. Every single challenge, every moment of pain, every seemingly impossible obstacle, they were not punishments. They were precise preparations. Each experience was carefully crafted to bring you to this exact moment of awakening. Most people spend their entire lives running from themselves. They numb their pain, they distract themselves, they create elaborate stories to avoid the fundamental truth. You are the creator of your reality, not a victim, not a passenger, the absolute creator. Transformation happens in the space between who you were and who you're becoming. It's a continuous dance of letting go and embracing, releasing the old narratives and welcoming the new possibilities. Your body has been storing every emotion, every experience, every unresolved moment. These are not just memories. They are living, breathing energy patterns that have been controlling your entire existence. And right now, you have the power to release them. 3 days ago, you were a collection of repeated patterns. Today, you are a living possibility. 3 days from now, you will be a demonstration of human potential. The most powerful moment of transformation is when you realize that nothing external can complete you. Your wholeness comes from within. Your power comes from your ability to generate internal states that are independent of your circumstances. Remember this, every single time you choose a new thought, every moment you generate an elevated emotion, you are literally redesigning your internal system. You are creating new pathways. You are writing a new story. Your transformation is not about becoming something new. It's about removing everything that's been blocking the extraordinary being you've always been. As we reach this final moment, I want you to understand something profound. This is not the end. This is not even a beginning. This is a continuous unfolding of your most extraordinary self. 3 days from now, you will look back at this moment and realize something miraculous happened. Not because of some external magic, but because you chose to show up. You chose to listen. You chose to transform. The invitation is here. The potential is here. The power is here. Are you ready to become the most extraordinary version of yourself? Are you prepared to step into a reality so magnificent that it will make your current life seem like a distant dream? This is your moment. This is your transformation, and it starts right now.